Hello everyone on the Fundanoodle Facebook page. I want to welcome you to this video where I'm going to be sharing some tips about one of our great Fundanoodle products. But before we get started, I want to introduce myself so you know who I am, and then we'll get started. So my name is Heather Greutman, and I'm a certified occupational therapy assistant. I have two children who are almost 3 and almost 6. And I've been with Fundanoodle since February of 2016. I actually stay home with both my kids now, so I'm not actually out working as an OT assistant. But when I was working, I worked in the school system, and I worked with kids with many different diagnoses and different goals, and I really enjoyed my time doing that. So one of the things I love about Fundanoodle is just how many different ways you can use one product, and also how multisensory all of our products are, and just really working on all the skills that a child needs to practice handwriting. And they're all based on a developmental sequence and very well thought out. And all the products were developed by occupational therapists and also teachers. So I wanted to talk to you today about one of our products that is great for preschool all the way through first grade, and that is our I Can Build letter sets. So if you've never seen our I Can Build letter magnet sets, I'm going to show you real quick what they are. So they come in this, depending on what set you get, there's an uppercase and a lowercase set. They'll come in a blue or green zipper pouch bag, and you will get all the shapes and lines that you need to make all 26 letters of the alphabet. And what I love about these is that they are color coordinated. Whoops, as I drop them. They are color coordinated to the letter case or uppercase or lowercase guide that you will get with your set. So as you can see on the inside here, for J, we have 3 different shapes, so then they would have to look through their magnets and find, of course I'm not finding the right ones, the corresponding color and line to go with that letter. So that's a really great thing that most kids know their letters by this, or their colors by this age. So that's just a great way to reinforce color recognition while they're also learning letter recognition. So a few skills that these I Can Build magnet sets are great for. The first one is bilateral coordination. And you'll notice when you get our magnets that they're very sturdy. You can bend them and they're not going to snap or break. And so since they're so sturdy, when you put them on a magnetic surface, they are going to stick very well. And so it actually takes a little bit of force to get these off. So, and I'm getting some glare there, sorry. But they would need to hold the surface and then pull those magnets off. Another way I like using these magnets is getting them up on a vertical surface. So you can do this by either taking a cookie sheet and placing it kind of upright against the wall, or you could use your refrigerator and just have them practice their letters with the magnets on the refrigerator. So what that does is it gets them sitting upright, and instead of looking down and pulling up, they're going to be looking forward and pulling out. So it just works on some different muscle groups and just gets them in a different plane, in a different position, and really working on some core strength and shoulder strength that they're going to need later on, especially when they're expected to sit at a desk for a little bit of time and do some work. So that's a great one to work on while you are at home. Another great thing that you can do with these magnets is something called crossing midline. And crossing midline is, if you imagine there's this line down the middle of your body, and so that's your midline. So when you cross over that midline, you're crossing over, and the pathways in your brain are crossing over as well. So it's a really great skill for kids to work on, especially when you think about reading. You start from left to right, and they have to scan across the entire page. you will notice if a child is having trouble with crossing midline that they kind of get stuck at that midline. So they could have trouble reading all the way across the page. If they're doing something with their hands, you'll notice they come to the middle and then they'll switch sides and do it the rest with the other hand. So those are some things you can look for. So with the magnets, you could set them up, and I've done this with my daughter where I will set up all of the magnets on one side and on the opposite side of her dominant hand. So if your child's right-handed, you'll set up the magnets on their left so that they have to reach across with their dominant hand to get them. And so that's just a great way to reinforce that. Another great skill that these work on is visual motor and visual perception. So I kind of alluded to this already when I mentioned that our magnets are color coordinated for the lines. So when they are looking in their workbook, they have to find, first of all, find the right shape, and then they also have to find the right color shape to build that letter. So it's just reinforcing what they're seeing and being able to copy what they see and build a pattern or build a shape or build a picture. You can also not only build letters, you can build a house, you could build a person, you could make a design, whether it's abstract design or concrete design like a house, take a picture of it on your phone or a camera and print it out, and to have just a bunch of different designs, and then almost use it like a busy bag. I don't know if you've seen those around on Pinterest or Google, but it's kind of just an activity that your kids can do independently with minimal setup. So you could just have the magnets with all the pictures in a bag, and then before you're getting dinner ready or you just need something for them to do real quick, you can pull that bag out. They can pull out the picture, they can get their magnets, and they can start building the different designs to match the picture. You can also put all the pictures on top of your magnet surface. You can do this with the workbooks too. So if they're having trouble finding being able to copy, you can just place it directly on top of the magnet surface. And then, if I can get this to work correctly, you can just have the magnets. This isn't the right shape, obviously, but they will actually just stick right on top. So if you have a child that's struggling with that, it's a great way to put the picture directly on the magnet surface so they can just build right on top of it instead of having to look up and try and copy the design on their own. Another thing that you can use the magnets for is pre-writing skills or pre-writing lines. And if you're not sure what that is all the lines and shapes that your child needs to know before they learn to write their letters. So even before they learn to write their name, they should be able to write these pre-writing lines. And those lines are vertical lines. Let me get one out here so I can kind of demonstrate. So that'd be a vertical line, a horizontal line, a circle shape, so that's one of the ones they need to know, and then also a cross shape, and then any type of diagonal line, and then this leads into being able to do an X shape, and then also squares and triangles are part of those pre-writing lines. So you can build all those shapes with our magnets. So I just love how you can take one product and do many different things with it and incorporate it into all the different learning activities that you're doing either at home or in the classroom or even in your therapy sessions in the clinic or school-based. So I'd love to hear any of your ideas that you can think of after seeing me demonstrate the product a little bit. And if you have I Can Build letter sets at home, I'd love to hear how you're using them. Just leave a comment below. And if you also have any questions about the I Can Build letter sets, please leave those below as well. And somebody here on the Facebook page or one of the ambassadors will come by or myself will answer those questions for you. So I'd love to connect with you also over on my Facebook page, and you can find me at facebook.com/growinghandsonkids, or you can just go to the little search bar on your phone in your Facebook app or on your computer and just type in Growing Hands on Kids, and that's me. So I'd love to have you come over there. I am always sharing lots of hands-on ideas fine motor skills, sensory processing ideas, and anything that relates to occupational therapy and child development. So I want to thank everyone at Fundanoodle for inviting me to come share on the Facebook page today. And I can't wait to hear how you all are loving the Fundanoodle products and all the different ways that we can use the I Can Build Letter sets. Thanks, and I'll talk to you all later.